the EITC program. I'm going to, over the next 5 minutes, hopefully give you the who, what, where, when, and how to donate through the EITC program. And I am John Kennedy, a member of the Lime Foundation of Camp Hill, but I also run a small law firm, and I'm doing this webinar because my firm has utilized the EITC program to utilize the tax credits to be able to donate to the Camp Hill Lime Foundation, and it's really a win-win for all parties. And let me walk you through it, and we can explain how it all works. So what is the EITC? The Educational Improvement Tax Credit, and the program authorizes tax credits for businesses that make contributions to educational improvement organizations or scholarship organizations. Camp Hill Lime Foundation is an educational improvement organization. Pennsylvania estimates it's going to allocate approximately $30 million for EITC credits. Okay, so who can use the tax credit? I've got a couple of slides here of who can use it, and then we'll just talk about it briefly. Any person or organization with the following type of tax liability: corporate net income tax, capital stock franchise tax, bank and trust company shares tax, title insurance company shares tax, insurance premiums tax, and tax under the Insurance Company Law of 1921, mutual thrift institutions tax, and gross receipts tax. I don't have the exact knowledge of what all those taxes are, but if you are paying them, I'm sure you do. And more importantly, and more common questions here, it does apply to personal income tax of S corporation shareholders, personal income tax of partners in a general or limited partnership, and personal income tax of LLC members. So the important thing to note here, it is not just for C Corps or incorporated entities. It applies to pass-through entities as well as if So if you're part of a C Corp, obviously you get that. Also, if you're part of an S Corp, partnership, or LLC, and you will pay any one of those types of taxes listed, the credit can be used to offset tax liability. What if you're a sole proprietor? Unfortunately not. You must be at least a pass-through entity to take advantage of the EITC. So what are these tax credits? If your organization applies for a 1-year tax credit, you will receive a tax credit of 75% of your contribution. If you apply for a 2-year credit, you receive a tax credit of 90% of your contribution in each of those 2 years. So let me walk through an example here to thresh it out a little bit. So your company, Inc., applies for and is approved for the EITC program sometime in August 2014. In the application, your company made a 2-year commitment of a $2,000 donation in both 2014 and 2015. Your company writes a check to a qualified organization, such as the Lime Foundation, in October 2014. So here's how it plays out. Your company is preparing its Pennsylvania income tax return for the calendar year 2014. The return indicates your company owes $3,000 in corporate net income before EITC tax credit is applied. So here's how it works. So your taxes before your EITC were $3,000. So you get a credit, tax credit of $1,800, which is 90% of your $2,000 donation to a qualified entity. So you back off $1,800, and your tax due after the EITC credit is down to $1,200. So the result of this is for a $2,000 contribution through the EITC, you receive $1,800 of a reduction in your Pennsylvania taxes. So in other words, for a donation that equates to a net of $200 to your company, the qualified organization receives $2,000. This is what I call kind of the no-brainer side of things, the win-win side of things, where it's good for your company, and it's good for your community, and you get to divert your tax dollars from the general fund of Pennsylvania into educational opportunities within your community. So how do you go about applying? If you go to that website, newpa.com, it will walk you through it. It will not take you very long to do the application. It's 1 or 2 pages, if you will. And we will have additional information on the Camp Hill Lion Foundation website. But basically, if you go on the website, it will walk you through the application, and it will not take you long at all. And you will need just some basic company information, the amounts that you want to donate, and the entity to which you want to donate. So when do you do this? For first-time applicants, July 1st is the date to apply. It says you could do it later, but July 1st is the date to apply because all of the money will be most likely utilized if you apply after July 1st. For companies approved for the EITC program in prior years, or if you're in the second year of a 2-year commitment, May 15th is your date to apply. So what does the Lion Foundation do with your money? What does it do with your well-earned tax dollars? So this is what we did in 2013. Elementary after-school reading programs, elementary after-school math programs, elementary summer reading camps, a 5th grade iPad learning lab, a Ned Smith science trip, high school science field trips to the Susquehanna watershed, 5th grade junior achievement BizTown program and trip, 8th grade volunteer day trip, after-school technology club, technology in classrooms. And just as an aside, you can see there at the bottom that the Lion Foundation has been recognized as a highly effective educational foundation. So you could be certain that we will put your hard-earned tax dollars to good use for educational purposes within our community. So who can you contact with questions? We have the Lion Foundation's phone number there, 901-2600, or the Pennsylvania Department of Community and Economic Development. They operate the program, and they're very helpful if you have any questions. And as an aside, this is a webinar. However, I recommend you consult with your accountant before applying to make sure you will be qualified and able to take advantage of the tax credits through the EITC program. That's what I did. I consulted my CPA before moving forward. So thank you for your time and your continued support of the Camp Hill students and your future workforce.